So guys, Bitcoin is currently trading around 60,000. We could be seeing a deviation to the lower point based off of an event that's currently coming out, the NFP. Also, on top of that, I want to talk about current price action around Bitcoin, where we're at in the cycle, when we could be potentially seeing that rev up for Bitcoin, new all-time highs, as well as when we're going to start seeing that rotation for altcoins as well. Altcoins have been seeing the red in the market, taking a huge hit, but this deviation was planned. Everyone did know, at least a few people that have been keeping up with the markets knew that this was potentially going to be happening. But I want to talk about when we're going to get out of it and potentially what is going to be happening in the next few weeks. But if you guys are new to the channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm just an intermediate trader showing you guys my wins, my losses, documenting my journey, and keep you guys updated on the markets so that you guys can capitalize on these events. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, as I said, Bitcoin right now is currently trading at around 60,000. Everyone's talking about how a deviation towards 57K is inbound based off of the price action and everything that we've been seeing. Overall, right now, we have been seeing a recovery from the RSI because we were in the oversold region, which I was talking about a few days ago, but we're already having that slight recovery. But we need to see that next leg up, and there's a huge event that's going to be coming out that has always had a huge effect on the price action around Bitcoin, especially also whenever the stock market starts to close, which I want to get into. But currently right now, Bitcoin is trading around that 60,000 mark. We could be deviating to the lower point of around 57,000 before we start to shoot back up, just based off of the long liquidations and shorts currently of everything that's going on. So I want to first jump into a chart by Justin Bennett. We've been following a few things from Justin Bennett in these past few days because he was the one that kind of called a little bit of this deviation that was going to be happening. But he has a great post talking about what he believes is going to be happening with Bitcoin based off of the stock market. So he said the US stock market just closed, go ahead Bitcoin. And he had made a post earlier in the day saying how every day this week Bitcoin has pumped as soon as the US stock market closed. Round 4, either way, he thinks we're going to be seeing that 57K before we shoot up to around that 70,000 mark, but some relief to take out the 63,200 shorts would be nice. Also, the NFP tomorrow, so expect volatility, which is that specific event. I wasn't too sure what the NFP was, but I saw a great post explaining what it is and how it could have an effect on Bitcoin and the price action and everything. So this post is a little old, but it still explains to us what exactly the NFP is. So NFP, non-farm payroll. It is the chance in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. It is released monthly, usually on the first Friday after the month ends. The combination of the importance and earliness of the data in each month makes for hefty market impacts. Comparison of March to May NFP data outcomes. And then from here, you can see the specific outcomes of whenever it shot up and went down. Basically, May outcome pumped up to around 4K only on Friday and continued days after. June may pump up to 6K or more. This can take out the new all-time high, creating a new one. Now, this was back in June, guys, June 3rd of 2024. And he explains, this sideways deviation that we see every time whenever this specific NFP data comes out. Usually we have this sideways trade action and then a huge, rip up to the upside. Right now, we're going to be having that specific NFP situation come out by tomorrow, and based off of that, it's going to really let us know if Bitcoin is going to start to shoot up. But based off of previous price action, whenever we got this data, we started to rip up. And getting familiar with specific things like this, specific events, is going to get you more familiar whenever we could be potentially seeing higher price action with Bitcoin. But that specific event is going to happen, and based off of the price action of what we're currently seeing and what Justin Bennett says, he thinks we're going to be deviating to around that 57K mark. And then basically with the NFP tomorrow, we should be expecting volatility, hopefully in the upwards trajectory, but at the end of the day, we won't know until we see. Now guys, in terms of more information around Bitcoin, I saw another post from Mustache talking about pretty much the deviation and sideways trade action that we're currently seeing. So he's been seeing some important things. He says Bitcoin is slowly reaching an important level of support with the estimated moving average 200-day, of course, and then the retest of the triangle, which it previously broke out of. So currently right now, we have that reverse head and shoulders pattern, and basically we're on the verge of a huge rip up that switch into that bullish pattern, and basically we're we're on that squeeze out based off of that previous triangle that we have, you know, broken out of. So I'm honestly really pumped to see exactly what Bitcoin is going to be doing in the next few days, as well as weeks after we get this data. Markets start to open up back on Monday, because tomorrow is Friday and everything like that. So overall, I'm really interested to see how this is going to have an effect on Bitcoin, and you should be keeping up with this as well. Like how he said, Justin Bennett and a few other people in the crypto space talking about how, you know, Bitcoin is retesting on a slippery slope right now, and based off what we're seeing, we could be seeing that deviation to that 57K just to get that liquidity before we start to rip up. Now, I had a great chart from CryptoCon which I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is pretty much just to give you, you know, a broad prospect of where we're at in the cycle. I like to pretty much bring these specific charts to you just to give you an estimation on when we are going to potentially see the top for Bitcoin, altcoins, everything like that. So he says the real Bitcoin bull market begins in 2 months, November 28, 2024. These are the halving cycles theory that CryptoCon had put together, created himself. In previous cycles, we can see that there's a red year starts in multiple points before we saw these bull cycles. And you know, whenever we start to see these specific points, we start to see some sideways trade action, consolidation, liquidations, and then from there we start that next phase up. We start to shoot and rip up. But guys, we're currently right here, you know, at the start of, you know, the red start, as he says. From here we start to get that proper price action liquidity in the markets, especially with all the catalyst events that are starting to come out. We're pretty much on the verge to see crazy gains for Bitcoin, but it usually starts in October, November, and December. So based off of where we're going, guys, we're still on course to, you know, reach all-time highs for Bitcoin nearing the end of 2024, going into 2025, because that's whenever we're going to be seeing the peak of Bitcoin. But guys, you know, with all these specific events, price action around Bitcoin driving down, it kind of, you know, causes a lot of people's sentiment to go out the window, not really, you know, engage with the things that are going on. But that's why I tell you, you know, you kind of get different perspectives on the market and then really hone in on the specific things that really matter, like specific events that are going to be happening, as well as that price action around Bitcoin and where we're going to be potentially going and how it has an effect on altcoins. So guys, that was a great post from CryptoCon on the pretty much, you know, where we're at on this crypto cycle. Now, in terms of altcoins, Mustache talks about the total 3 chart for altcoins. Some see the end of the bull market. I see a nice retest so far after the downtrend was broken after 6 months. So guys, of course, you know, we've been, you know, breaking this downtrend that has been occurring for the last 6 months, and this is, you know, the start of something big. But usually whenever we have a rip like this, you know, there's a whole bunch of people that have sell the news events whenever we start to see peak in the markets, you know, and consolidation takes place because everything follows Bitcoin, of course. And then, you know, with specific events that are currently going on, this is what's going to have, you know, this effect on the price action around altcoins. Currently right now, we're pretty much trading above with the specific RSI. It was actually at the oversold region as well about 2 days ago, where you could have got some good steals on a few coins. Coins are still at great buys right now. So currently right now, I think the best thing to do is dollar cost average in the specific projects that you really believe in, but understand that we could be deviating lower, guys. So overall, that's pretty much what's going on in the crypto markets. You know, in terms of the price action around Bitcoin trading around 60,000, everyone's talking about how we could be potentially reaching that 57K mark before we start to shoot up. But price action is there based off of what we're currently seeing. And, you know, whenever the US stock market closed, we start to see some pump with Bitcoin. On top of that, with the specific NFP event that is coming out, which is the non-farm payroll specific event, usually has an effect on the price action and volatility around Bitcoin and in the crypto markets. On top of that, you know, pretty much based off of what we're seeing with the specific levels of Bitcoin, we're pretty much on the verge of a breakout. But until we start to see those liquidations take place, probably, you know, deviating to that 57K mark, we aren't going to be able to break out just because of the price action, the shorts on the market, and just pretty much what's going on with that price action since March. On top of that, guys, where we're at in this crypto cycle, you know, we're still on track to see all-time highs. Nothing has changed. The only thing is we have all this FUD going on in the markets, World War III, whole bunch of catalyst events coming up to the US election, and you know, it all varies depending on your perspective on the markets and what you're listening to. So we're still on, you know, the plan to see all-time highs for Bitcoin nearing the end of 2024 as well as in 2025. but only time will tell, guys. This is where you need to start to keep up with specific people, specific charts, specific events, so that you can have an understanding of what's going on. Now, there's always going to be FUD events. There's always going to be FUD information. That's where you got to decipher and really determine what it is that is going to, you know, allow you to capitalize on the markets efficiently and make sure that you're not getting shreked. On top of that, guys, altcoins have been seeing, you know, that retest based off of these, you know, deviation, but we're pretty much breaking out after 6 months of consolidation and sideways price action. So, you know, once we start to see a huge rip up for Bitcoin, altcoins are going to follow as well. And right now, guys, altcoins are at a still. So you guys should really be taking advantage of the markets right now, really dollar cost averaging in the projects that we know are going to freaking moon and make a ton of money. Price action around Bitcoin is looking stale, could be deviating a little bit lower, so, you know, prepare for that. Look at that event that is going to be happening tomorrow in terms of the NFP and get more familiar with it so that you can have an understanding about this and keep learning and keep adding to your toolbox of crypto and, you know, get stronger perspectives on the markets as well as where we're going to be going. But that's pretty much it, guys. I want to give you guys updates on the market, specific things that truly matter, and then, you know, give you some confidence that we're still on the verge of crazy gains. If you guys are new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm just an intermediate trader, keep you guys updated on the market, showing you guys my wins, my losses, specific coins that I'm focused on and I'm making gains on, and everything else in between. But guys, right now we're on the verge of crazy gains. We're at the end of this crypto cycle, about to see the alt season, new all-time highs for Bitcoin, and I hope you're committed to the markets. I hope you're invested, and I hope you have diamond hands right now. At the end of the day, we're all going to be selling at some point, but currently right now, you do not want to be selling. People are getting squeezed out of the market. Retail investors are getting liquidated. So overall, guys, let's get past this phase. Let's keep up with the specific price action and specific events and how it's going to have an effect on our altcoins and everything else in between. This weekend, I want to talk about specific coins that I think you should really be focused on that have the potential to do a quick 2, 5, even 10x potential. On top of that, specific price action and what everyone thinks in terms of predictions around specific altcoins. But guys, if you're new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of my channel as well as what's going on in the crypto markets. Overall, I love to hear everyone's perspective, and I appreciate all the support that you guys show me on this YouTube channel. We're small right now, we're growing, we're getting better, but overall, that's the whole point of this YouTube channel, to document, to show everyone what's possible and keep everyone updated so that we can make a ton of shmoolah. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. I drop daily content every day, so hopefully I see you then. Peace.